Back in 1973, 45 years ago, the Supreme Court ruled in a case, Roe versus Wade, that it was legal for a mother to abort her child. In other words, to murder a child in her own womb. Since that time, there have been two groups that have emerged that have opposed one another. The pro-life movement, which believes that at conception, that is a human being, that's a person in the womb of a mother, and they ought to be protected. And those that are pro-choice, that believe that a woman has the right to take the life, to murder that child. Both cannot be right. They're diametrically opposed to one another. Who then do we go to give us the truth in the matter? Who is the ultimate authority? Well, certainly not the government. Back in the days of Israel in the Old Testament, Pharaoh, the Egyptian government, who represented the Egyptian government, sent out a decree to destroy all the male children of a certain age because he wanted to sift out the deliverer Moses and destroy him. Move forward in time a little ways, the Roman government did very much the same thing when it tried to destroy Jesus. And then in our modern day, German government, when they committed the Holocaust by the destruction of millions of Jews who were innocent. And our government today is wrong in the decision that they have made. So governments always have been and always will be fallible, meaning prone to error. The individual you can't trust to be right either, not only the government, but the individual. Adam and Eve went wrong in the beginning. And also King David went wrong when he looked and he saw Bathsheba sunbathing there on another rooftop and took her and had adulterous relationship with her. Peter went wrong when he tried to get Jesus to circumvent the cross. Jesus said, "Get behind me, Satan." And we go wrong today. We make mistakes. We make error too. So the individual is fallible, and is prone to error. So you can't trust the government. You can't trust the individual. Neither can you trust the majority. The majority of the spies that went into the promised land when Israel had been delivered from Egypt and God was leading them to the promised land, the majority of the spies came back with a faithless and evil report, and because of that, the people believed them, and they had to wander another 40 years before God would ultimately take the next generation back into the promised land. The majority of people in Sodom and Gomorrah were wrong in upholding a sinful homosexual lifestyle, and God judged those two cities and rained down fire and brimstone on them. And then the majority of people were wrong in Jesus' day, when it says that Jesus came unto his own, and his own received him not. The majority always are, always have been, and always will be prone to error. So we can't trust the government, the individual, or the majority of people. Who then can we trust to give us the truth in this matter and to tell us what is the right position? There's only one source, and that's God. God created us in his image, which means he communicated to us in creation certain of his attributes. And because of that, every human being, no matter what location, whether it's outside the womb or inside the womb, is worthy of respect and dignity and ought to be protected because of that. God created us as living souls. He exhorts us to choose life after we have developed and are able to make decisions in our life, to choose those things which will perpetuate life in us and in others. And God exhorts us that he is not a God of the dead, but a God of the living. God sent his son Jesus to die for our sins so that we might have life through him. And so, my friends, I want to encourage you today to look to God as the source as to who is right in this debate between pro-life and pro-choice. God is a God of the living. Stand and support and defend the right to life for the unborn.